Well, hey there, it's Jen.
And Elka, welcome back to a series that we're going to do. This is part one of a 5-part series where we're going to go into depth with each video on our 5 strategies that we used to make ourselves quite profitable on the Zazzle platform and that our clients use now to earn a lot of money on the platform as well. And if you don't know what Zazzle is, it's a print-on-demand platform, and we believe that it's better than Etsy or Shopify because it's passive rather than active, in that Etsy, you have to be moving all these parts together and pay for ads and keep listing and pay for listings, and it's just, yeah, it just makes me dizzy. And whereas on Zazzle, everything's in one platform. However, having said that, it seems quite easy then, because it should all be easy because it's all there. It's in one platform, and you don't have to drive traffic to it per se. You don't have to pay for ads, etc. And yet people have a lot of difficulty making Zazzle work. And so then they go like, well, I think I should go back to Etsy. But there's so many benefits to Zazzle, and what we want to do in this 5-part series is give you those the understanding of how to run a business on the Zazzle platform, which are basically business principles, but we're going to apply them specifically to Zazzle so that you get the idea. You go like, aha, I get it. And now I want to know how to do this, not just what to do. And so that's our main mission. And so stick around for all 5 parts. This is part 1. So let's start off. And then, of course, yeah, you know Jen. And she's my daughter. And the two of us have been very successful on the platform. And we now coach and mentor people who want to do the same. And we hope you can join us for this. And also just if you want to work with us further, we would love that, because we were creating a movement, and there's so many people that are succeeding on this platform. We're super excited to be part of that.
So the first strategy out of our 5 strategies, like Elke mentioned, we teach those to our clients in our Profit by Design Academy coaching program. Elke actually created the 5 strategies when we first started our Zazzle stores, and we were struggling to earn money. In our first year, we earned less than $90. And if you think about $90 divided by 365 days is a lot. It's not fun to even think about. It's less than pennies per day. And so to have that defeat in your first year and not know why that's happening, and also not know what the right direction is exactly why Elke created these 5 strategies. And the first strategy is establish, which is building the foundation for success on Zazzle. This includes starting your business properly, understanding how to build the foundation, which means your store setup, and also your niche and your brand, and finding your perfect avatar, and also honing in on your skill sets. Because if you don't have those things established from the beginning, unfortunately, you're going to start making products and also creating things and categories and a whole bunch of, everything in your Zazzle store to try and make things work, but without a direction. And that's where Elke and I were at in our first year and almost second year too on Zazzle, where we didn't really have a direction, and we were just trying to post products for sale to try and see if something would work. And this is where so many people struggle, and so many people decide to give up on Zazzle, and also so many people they're frustrated because they're not seeing the results from their sales. It's because their sales are directly related to building the foundations of their Zazzle business, which is finding out what your niche is, who your avatar is, your skill sets, and honing in on how to create your brand and your store set up properly. And because everything else builds off after that. That's why the first strategy is established, and all 5 strategies need to go together, because if they're not going together cohesively, unfortunately, you still don't have a plan. You can't just do one out of the 5 strategies. And so establish is where you build those foundations. When you think about building a foundation, you're building a house, you're building the foundation, the concrete walls, to make everything else build up and be able to be supported by that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it truly is the foundation. And I want to just even add to that. We always talk about our first couple of years of not doing well. Then we created the 5 strategies. The 5 strategies came out of us finally making it work. And then we realized this is how I can explain it to other people, because I've tried everything possible. And then I got business training to understand how I can then apply it to the Zazzle platform, because even back then there wasn't anybody who could give me this on a platter and say, this is what you need to do. And actually now, even to this day, we're the only ones that are able to do that for you, to literally say, let's take you from zero and bring you to $100,000 a year in earnings on the Zazzle platform. And for some of you, that might seem less than what you think you might want to have, because $100,000 a year doesn't seem very much, but it's your take home. It's not your sales. And so when you hear people going like, this sold this much time, like this many dollars on Etsy or etc., then how much money did it take for them to sell that? And what's left over for when you're making, when you get to take that home? And the profit on Zazzle is what Zazzle pays you, unless you have some costs like computer and internet, but otherwise it's just your time. And by allowing that business model to be acceptable to you, there seems to be a shift in that, since it's pretty much easy and free and there's no stake in the game, all of a sudden all the rules go out the window and we go like, well, we can do this, right? And yet you don't really know how to do a business at all, in the sense that you haven't, like, maybe you're coming like we did as creatives and we had no idea how to make run a business. We just knew how to create and be creative. And because of that, there were so many issues involved in us not understanding what it is that we need to support ourselves in order to even have a fighting chance. And that's why the building the building is such a great analogy, because in order to have the rest of the building go up, which is our business, the first pieces are the foundation. The foundation, as Jen said, super, super important, not just who are we going to sell to, what are we going to focus on first so we have a chance? Because if we just focus everywhere, we're never going to get anywhere, right? We just, that's a very big principle, no matter where you are and what you're starting. But the other most important part is, what do we bring to the business? Do we bring in, are we already a leader? Are we already, a manager? Are we already very good at deciding and making monetary decisions? And all of those things are part of establishing your foundation, because you have to train yourself to do those things. You have to train yourself to go like, I actually have to think about those things. And when Jen and I stopped it being a hobby where we just kind of played around with like, oh, let's try that design, let's put this up, and it was so fun initially, and it really still is fun for us. But at one point, it won't be fun for you, because you're not actually establishing your business. You're just putting stuff out there. And because you're just putting stuff out there and you're doing that work, and it feels like you're doing the things that are needed, and then you don't see a result, that's when it starts to become a negative experience. And we don't want that for you, because then you start making negative decisions like, oh, it's not working. And you're looking either internally as like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy of having this business, I can't make it, I'm not as creative, I can't compete, and like, oh my gosh, right? Maybe you've thought some of those things. If you just set up the foundation, you go like, I have a plan, this is who I'm targeting, I'm going to start here, and I have this, and this in terms of my abilities that I need to work on, like time management, business decision making, mindset blocks. Then all of a sudden it's just actions, and you're just running a business. And I love that, because it switched it from Jen and I being desperate in our second year to go like, we really have to make some money, to let's just have fun making this business work properly, because now we actually have the tools, we understand how this works, and we're going to set this up properly so that we can build on it and succeed. And so we really did. And in the end, there we are, making a ton of money every year. And it allowed us to like stay, I could stay home, Jen could travel, and year after year, we were just having so much fun watching the money come in, based on the fact that we did so much work to start with to build our foundation. So I want to make sure that you hear that properly, because if you just go like, oh, okay, you have to do this, you have to do this, then it doesn't make it fun anymore. We have fun, and we made it fun because all we had to do is say, we have to set this up, and then we get to have the fun part, which is being creative, enjoying the success, feeling like we're able to do this, proud of our business. And I think those pieces are part of establishing your business, because now you feel confident moving forward to get further and further into developing the walls and the roof of the house.
Yeah, no, it's very true. Well, thank you so much for watching this video on strategy number 1. We are going to be doing all the other strategies, so watch out for those videos as well. If you have watched this video now prior to or after another one of the strategies, look out for all 5, because you need all 5 to understand how to work a proper Zazzle business and become successful. Obviously, these are just the basics of what the 5 strategies are. The most important thing then going forward is how to implement the 5 strategies, which is what we teach in our Profit by Design Academy coaching program. You can learn more about the PDA coaching program by clicking the link in the description of this video below. There is also a downloadable that will help you with your success on Zazzle. It's a free downloadable. Make sure that you grab that before you leave this video, and then also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And comment too, because we like to hear your feedback and we like to hear what you'd like to see on this channel. We're creating new content and we like to give people tips on how to make money online with Zazzle. So make sure you grab that description or that downloadable in the description of the video, and check out more about the Profit by Design Academy coaching program if you're interested in learning how to implement the 5 strategies in your Zazzle business. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.